Hello, everyone. So this is the official website of the Tamil Nadu Archery Association, TAAT. So in this video, we are going to explain about how to go about doing the annual registration, which will be a yearly one, and how to enroll for TAAT events or the state meet. So this video will have coverage of everything as detailed as possible. So the official website is tamilnaduarchery.com. And once you log in into the Tamil Nadu Archery website, then what happens is on the left-hand side, you will have the update section. And this is a main web page. So where you will get to see all the latest updates happening. And then on the left-hand side, you have the updates of events or anything that we wanted to post on. And on the left-hand side, we'll also have links like how to access to the archers portal or the coaches portal or the judges portal. We'll walk through it one by one. So first thing is on an annual registration. So go to this particular link, which will also be available on the left-hand side. So this will be a yearly one. So now click here. So once you click on this, go through all the details that you want that you have to look into it. So you have the deadlines usually and how much to pay and to which bank account you wanted to pay this particular amount. So the annual registration is usually it's a yearly 1,200 rupees. So you have to pay to this bank account. Don't use, I mean, you can use the GPay option, but preferably you can use a IFSC code, and using the IFSC code, add it to your bank account or the mobile app, and then do a NTFS or NEFT or NEFT or IMPS transfer. Or through GPay, there is a limitation. Always there is a limitation with the GPay option. Try to check out, or else you can make a direct deposit in your, if you have an account with HDFC, or you can directly go to the bank and do the deposit. Whenever you're making a deposit, make sure that you update the remarks. This is very important to cross check against your payment with your enrollment that we have. So in the remarks section, whether you're going to make as an online transfer or a direct deposit, you should mention the Archer ID. So the things that you have to mention in your remarks is you have to mention the Archer ID, the name of the Archer, and then you will have to update whether you're going to make the payment for annual registration or you wanted to make a payment for the event entry. So these details has to be mentioned very specifically. Without these four details, you will not be able to exactly match whose receipt has been associated with whose account. So mention these details very clearly in the remark section, online transfer or in the deposit slip. All right. So once you do this, the next thing is read all the instructions that you have mentioned here. So go through it carefully. Once you go through this carefully, what happens is you will get a link here, right? So this is nothing but the portal access, which is also available on the left-hand side. So which is the Archers portal that we have. So the TAAT Archers portal. If you click on this, what will happen is you will get a link like this. It will take you to the Archers portal. If this is the first time that you are registering, okay, so then what happens is you can click on the sign up button at the bottom. So click on sign up, where you will enter the Archer's full name. So as per the government records that you have, then the username. So username should be unique. If any other user, that any other Archer that you have already is there in our account or in our database, then you have to pick up a new one. Email address, again, one Archer can have only one email address, then the password, then your WhatsApp number. So make sure that you have mentioned the active WhatsApp number here, then mention the gender and then the date of birth of the Archer. So once you fill up these details, click on sign up. So once you sign up, you will get a confirmation message. If there is no confirmation message at the bottom, then it means that either of these information is incorrect. Usually the problem will be the username someone might have already picked up. Say, for example, I'm entering Dinesh, right? So this username might someone else also might have picked up. So you need this username, which will be always unique, right? An email address and sometimes WhatsApp number also. Sometimes someone else has taken up the number. Usually it will not happen. If you have two or three other kids, then probably you might have to enter the different WhatsApp number, right? And then once you sign up, it will give you a confirmation. Once you click on confirm, I mean, once you get the confirmation, go to sign in and then enter your email address that you have mentioned in the sign up option. Then mention your password. And then what happens is click on sign in. Once you sign in, what happens is you will get the dashboard. So the dashboard will have the latest event details here. So any event that is happening currently or not. So what is things that has to be done? Usually that will be there in the dashboard. If you are new to this particular TAAT portal, then go to the profile section. If this profile section, if you're using a mobile version of it, so what happens is normally on the top right corner, you will see the drop down option where the same links will also be there, which you can see in the desktop version on the left hand side, right? So now click on profile. In the profile, your email address would be automatically filled up from the registration process. The name also would have been already filled up. The username would have been already filled up there. And then the gender, date of birth will be there. If it is not there, just update it. Then comes your father name, your mother name. If you have a spouse or something like that, you can mention that also. The WhatsApp number, mobile number, we have given it separately, but preference is always WhatsApp where we can always contact you. Then your profile picture. And here you have to mention the date of birth and address proof. So make sure that if you're updating the date of birth, which will be the government records date of birth proof. So that proof will be there, which should be there. Along with it, you can combine any of the ID proof. ID proof in the sense your photo should be there and the address should belong to Tamil Nadu, right? So you have to, we can upload only one picture here. So what you have to do is you have to join both the pictures together and upload as one picture here. So this will be useful for validating your address because only Tamil Nadu archers can participate in the state meets or within the state, whatever competitions that we are conducting. And that date of birth is also helpful. It will be required because some people, some person might be born in some other place and they might be migrated to this Tamil Nadu place. So we have to know which one are you. So if you have any doubts, I'll tell you the contact number. You can contact them and then get it clarified. Then we have to update the district, which district you belong to, and then the club. If any club is missing here, you can update. I will tell you the contact number at the end of this video. So you can contact that person and then the club will be added here. And the coach, so coach also will be here. So here, the coaches who are all certified with us, we have level 1, level 2, level 3 certification process that is always happening. So if any coach has done their certifications, so that certifications will be listed here. Others whose name is not mentioned with the certification, which means they have not done it yet. So that is here now. And then whether you are a pro archer or a beginner or an intermediate archer, that you can mention it here. This is for the archers. And then what style of bow that you are using or you're proficient with, either compound, recurve, Indian, or intuitive, or we call it as a basic bow. So that bow style that you can pick it up here. And then when you started the joined archery, and then your full postal address, whether you are born in Tamil Nadu or not. So if it is other than Tamil Nadu, click on other and mention which particular place or a city where you have born here. And then if you are a para archer, then select what category of para classification that you have got or you're supposed to be classified. And then the para classification, whether you have qualified, I mean, whether the classification has been approved and given by AAI, the Archery Association of India, or not. Then if it is yes, then mention the classification details, which you might have to attach a form. The para archers might know about that. So that particular form or that particular screenshot that has to be updated here, right? So once you complete this profile, what will happen is then you can go to annual registrations. In the annual registration, what will happen is the each year you will get to see this kind of status, whether it's active or not, and then you have to mention what is the process. So we will talk about it one by one. So first, if you're joining me new, or this is the first time they're doing, or this is the first time they're doing for this particular year. So what will happen is this active status will be changed to, let me show that one to you. One second. Right. So what happens is when the status is, I mean, when you come for the first time, or for this year coming for the first time, then the pending approval status will be pending. So this means that whether we have enabled or you can update the annual registration process or the details that we want. So if it is active, then in the action section, you will get to see view and submit button. Click on view and submit. So here you will have to mention on which day that you are paying the annual registration or paid the annual registration, and the receipt copy. So it could be either a GPay, which you have done through GPay platform or app, or if you have made a NEFT transfer or IMPS transfer or a direct bank deposit or bank to bank transfer, that receipt should be uploaded here. So this receipt will need to have those 4 details that we already mentioned: the Archer ID and the Archer name, whether that particular receipt is for the annual registration or for the event entry. So to get the Archer ID, go to the profile. In the profile, you can see the Archer ID here. So this is the ID. So this is a test account. The ID number is 1. Similarly, for your profile, you will get an Archer ID here. So that will be the Archer ID you have to fill up in the receipt copy. So now coming back to the annual registration. So enter the date of the payment, the receipt copy, your equipment details. You can make it as detailed as possible if you're going to use Recurve, all the components and the accessories of Recurve, the model name, the LIMS brand name or the riser brand name, citer, as much as details as possible. And then if you have participated in any of the past competitions in the national level or a state level or international level, those details you can mention here. Remember, this is for the last year, for the current year, that is. So from the previous year to the current year, you can mention that. And then if you have represented any other state apart from Tamil Nadu, so you can mention that no, usually. So if you have mentioned yes, then where it is and the details of that can be filled up here. And a normal thing, so whether you have any criminal cases against, I mean, you're in this particular country. And after that, your district, your club name again, your coach name, your level of category, whether you're advanced archer or a basic or a beginner archer, then both style that you're holding or that you're practicing now currently, and after that, click on agree details. So once you update this, what will happen is your details will be submitted to us, where we will go through the process and then verify it. So once a verification is done, what happens is, so let me go back and then give an approval for this particular archer. Then what will happen is, once it is approved, the view submit button will be replaced with the download PDF and download ID card option, right? So if you, and the status also will tell us it is updated or approved. So now what you can do is you can download the PDF. So PDF, what happens is you will get the downloaded PDF option. So once you download and you get to see this particular PDF form, this is for your reference. So meaning this annual registration will have its validity date, and all the details that you have filled up in the annual registration form will be pre-filled for you. So this is for your references. And whenever we need to get these details, we'll always do that later on, right? So this is for your annual registration confirmation that you have done the annual registration. We have got the details and you can download the PDF for your reference. Now comes the ID card, which you can download again, and then you can keep it or you can print it as a hard copy and carry it wherever you want. So now when you click on download ID card, it will also be in a PDF format. So once you download this, so go here. So the PDF also will tell you the registration details and then the name of it, and then whether you're archer or a coach or whatever it is, and the registration number, the validity date, and the signature. So everything will be here for you, right? So this will be for your ID card for this particular year. So this will be done for every annual registrations, right? So once this is done, your annual registration is done. So the first process is the registration of the portal. The second process is the profile, where you update all the profile. Make sure that you update all the profile details, including the picture, profile picture, and the date of birth proof, address proof. If both the details are not present, your annual registration might not be approved. And make sure that you have the WhatsApp number, email, everything updated, because otherwise also we will not get the details and will not be able to approve your annual registrations, right? Once annual registration is done, once it is approved, only then you can come to event entry. So any event that is happening, state meet or district meet or selection trials, so that all details will be there in the events section. In the event section, for example, now we are going to have the sub-junior, junior, and senior state meet. So what you're going to get is, you will get the name of the event and when that event starts, and then the last date of entry that you have to submit. So then what happens is, you can click on view and submit option. So if this is the first time that you're coming inside, click on view and submit. So here also, before we go to that, here also it will tell you what is the status of the annual registration if it is approved. So which means that the previous process is complete. And then event entry approval status. So event entry, if you didn't give or yet to be approved, then it will be showing it as pending. So now we are coming as a first time, right? So now when we click on view submit, so for this particular event, what are all the categories that is going to be conducted? That list will be here. So you can select for each event. So if you're selecting for compound in the senior outdoor event, so the number of events will be listed here. The count will be updated and each entry costs 1,200 rupees. So what you have to do is, whenever you select an event, you have to mention you have to pay again. So, and the payment to be done for the event is again the same bank account which you have done for the annual registrations. So it is the same HDFC bank account, and it is the Tamil Nadu the Archery Association of Tamil Nadu's account that we have in HDFC. So for the annual registrations and for the event entries, the bank account is still the same. So now you are going to make the payment whatever date that you wanted to pay, and the receipt copy. Again, this receipt copy will tell you, or in the remarks section of the receipt copy, whether it's an online transfer or a bank deposit. You should have the archer ID, the name of the archer. So for this, it should be the event, what event it is. So you're mentioning it as 18th state. You can make it as small as possible. So we're going to say 18th state meet for senior. All right. And then you're going to mention the remarks. So ID, then the name, and whether it's for the event and the event name, that's all it is. All right. So once you do this, submit the copy and then click on update. Say, for example, I'm going to do a dummy thing for here. So let me select a payment date and then a dummy picture form. Again, it should be in a picture format. So all the files that you're going to upload will be only in picture format, not PDFs, no other formats. For download alone, for Archer ID or a PDF for the annual registrations, you can download as a PDF, right? So now I'm going to click on some other picture for now. So the you should have made the payment for 1,200. Say, for example, you are selecting multiple categories. So I'm going to say, for example, in the senior category, I'm going to play for compound as well as for recurve. So then it means 2 events has been selected. You should have the receipt for 2,400 rupees. So now submit that, click on update. So now what happens is, your event is now successfully updated. You should get this message. Go back to the events. All right. And then for this is the event that you have submitted the entry. Make sure that you click on the view your entries button, because sometimes the internet might be lagging. It might not be updated for so and so reason. So go back to the event section, click on view your entries. It will show you what event that you have selected here. If you are not seeing this, say, for example, let me go to the junior section where I didn't submit any entry. If I click on view entries, it will tell you no events found. So which means that for some reason, the data that you have submitted or the entry that you have submitted is not reached, or it has not reached the server. Okay. So make sure that you always check this to ensure that you have selected the event, you have made the payment, and you can go back here again to the same section and see whether the selections that you have done is pre-selected, the date is there, the receipt copy that you have uploaded is also here. You can click on this and see the overall or the bigger version of it. So everything is here for you. So once this is done, your part of entry is done. Now what happens is, what is the approval process? Once you have submitted, it will take a few hours to a day or two. So it might take 24 hours to even to 48 hours for the approval process to be completed. So if you have the deadline of 25th or any date that is mentioned, don't keep it till the last moment. This is applicable to the annual registrations as well as entries. Any deadlines, it is not, I mean, it is not something that you have to go to the, I mean, we have to wait till the last moment and do the entries. Because what happens, sometimes payment might not be reachable. The back server might be down. The websites are, because we're talking in the internet world. So internet can be going down at any point of time. So we're not sure about whether it will be there. Though 99.9% it will be there. So make sure that you don't keep till the last moment. Finish up the process very quickly because there is approval process. So your profile has to be updated. It has, then only annual registration can be entered. If the annual registration is entered, then the approval has to be done, which again might take 24 hours to 48 hours. Then only you can do the events, because otherwise, if the annual registration is not done, it is not approved, you will not be able to make the entry at all. Even submission entry also is not possible. So keep that in mind and then finish off the process as soon as possible. So once now you have submitted the entries, again it will come to us where we will verify all the process and we will approve. So let us say, for example, I am approving it for the person that you have done. So test process. So once that is done, what happens is this pending status, let me refresh the page, it will change to approved. So remember, once it is approved, you can no longer make any changes to the entries. So make sure that you discuss with your parents, you decide as an archer, you consult with the coaches, you can consult with anyone and check out whether you want to give the entry and then make the payment. All the payments that you're going to make are non-refundable, right? So make sure that you may choose and then decide and finalize and then make the changes. So once we have approved, so you cannot make any changes further. The status will change to approved. Now you will see the download PDF option. When now you click on download PDF, this is a confirmation that the approval is done and the entry has reached us and the entry is also approved. So now when we go and see the PDF will always have all the details, your phone, your biographical data, and it also tell you what are all the categories we have got the confirmation. So this means the entry is now accepted in these categories and how much you have paid. So this is a reference that you can keep it for yourself. It will tell you for which event that you have done, what is the details and what categories and what amount you have paid. So this will be the final clause of the process. So now what you have done? Profile done, annual registration is done, and events is done. Now coming to the last part, and the last part is uniforms. So we are having a uniform. So the official uniform for the state is, as of now, we have it as a blue uniform, blue t-shirt and a black track with a blue strip. That is official uniform that we have. If you need a uniform, so then click on the link here, which will take you to a Google form. And in the Google form, enter your email, your archer's full name, your WhatsApp number, and now what we have is, we have two different kinds of uniforms. One is for the archer, another one is for the parents or spotters. Again, for parent t-shirts or the spotter t-shirt, they need not buy if they're not going to come inside or in the field. So which means we have something called a spotter or a waiting line area. In the waiting line area, if you're going to have an official spotter, and if you as a parent is going to be the official spotter for your kid, you can have one archer can have one spotter standing behind them. Behind the sense after the waiting line. We'll tell you when you come to the field. If you're not going to come into the field, and if you're going to stay in the spectator area, then you need not buy the parent t-shirt. The parent t-shirt is red. The tracks is not needed, only the t-shirt is needed. That too, when you're going to come into the FOP, so field of play. If you're going to be only in the spectator area, you need not buy the parent t-shirt. All right. For archers, you will mention the size of it. Remember, this size is a chest size. All right, not the shoulder. For the kids, it is a chest, and then you can measure the length. If you have any questions, I will again tell you who to be contacted. That particular person will tell you what size that you have to pick. So once you pick up the size, you'd have to mention how many quantity you need. Say, for example, in 26, I need 2 t-shirts. All right. So this can be done as a group or as an individual. All right. So now let us say, for example, I'm submitting, I want a 32 t-shirt, 36 size. This is again, the chest size is measured, usual standard size for t-shirts. And for t-shirt for kids, I want 26, I want one probably 40, right? Two pieces in 40 and one piece in the 44. For this is for the archers. Then archers tracks. And remember, this size is only the hip to ankle, not the waist length. All right. So this is for the kids. For the kids, we have from 20 to 34. Remember, it is the length of it from hips to the ankle point, not the hip size. All right. The waist size. So measure and check it out, and then you can mention the number of quantity that you have. For the adult tracks, we have given you the hip waist size. That is the first one. And then the next one is the length of it. So this is the waist circle size, which is in inches. And the next one is the length from hip size. So from the hip all the way till the ankle. So you can mention how much quantity that you wanted to mention here. So after that, you can mention the coach or the club name, which district you represent from, and then the address of yours. Mention the exact address because we might sometime courier it to you as well if we have enough time between the order and the preparation period that we have. And then any comments that you have, you can mention it also here. For this uniform, it is a different account. All right. So you have to use this probably the IFSC code, or we also have a QR code. So QR code, sometimes Google Pay, again, you have restrictions per day, the transactions limit. So if it goes beyond it, it is always better to go with the IFSC code. So add this account to your bank app or mobile app, then it will be a little bit easier where you can make IMPS or NEFT transfers too. Once you pay that, then you have to attach that particular file here. All right. If you have any issues in attachment, the problem here is in Google, there is some problem with the browser or sometimes the account itself. So what you can probably do is if you trying to attach the receipt copy of your payment, and if it is not attaching, the problem is either change another account and try it out, or a new browser in an incognito window, try it out, and then it should be fine. So once you complete these 4-step process, again, let us repeat, your profile should be updated with all the details. Annual registration should be filled up with all the details, and then it will undergo the approval process. Only when you have the annual registration done for the year, you can come to the events and make the event entry. So once the event entry is approved, then you can check the entry, whichever entry that you have mentioned, and you can download it as a PDF for confirmation. And then uniform, without uniform, again, you cannot play. So the official uniform, this is you have to have the official uniform. So the official uniform is blue, and then a blue t-shirt and a black track with a blue strip. So once you complete this, now what you do is go here. So now come back here. So let us say, for example, we have to click on sub-junior. For example, the sub-junior event is here. So click on this, and here you will have all the details again. So that will also be available in your main portal. So the deadline of the entry for each category, and then you have the same bank account details. The entry fee details is also here. Then go through all the other details that we have mentioned here, right? And what category that you're going to play for this particular event. What is the age cutoff? Very, very important. So the age cutoff for the sub-junior, usually the problem will be, except for senior categories, we have the under 13, under 10, under 15, under 18, under 21. So sub-junior, junior, mini sub-junior, and under 10 and under 13. Seniors, we don't have any age cutoff. For other categories, we have age cutoff. Make sure that you check this and then apply it, because even though you might apply, we'll also be going through the date of birth and cross compare this, and only then we can make you to allow you to play. All right. Then the shooting distance for sub-juniors, for the current statement that we have, sub-juniors Indian round, they'll be shooting 30 meters and 20 meters, one set. And then for recurve, they'll be shooting 60 meters twice, 2 sets. And then for compound, it will be 50 meters into 2 sets. The same thing will for the junior. It will be 40 and 30 meters for Indian round. And then for recurve, it will be 70 meters into 2 sets. And for compound, it will be 50 meters into 2 sets. The senior, they'll be shooting 50 meters and 30 meters in Indian round. And then for recurve, it will be 70 meters into 2 sets. And then your compound will be 50 meters into 2 sets. All right. This is the shooting distance. For other categories also, we have mentioned. So for intuitive category, so intuitive is a barebow category. We have 2 categories alone. One is lesser than 15 age group, and then above 15 years age group. For below, say 15 years, the shooting distance is 6 meters. They'll be shooting 1 set. And then for greater than or age more than 15 years, 15 years and above, they'll be shooting 12 meters, right? Indoor, we'll come back to that later on. The location of the state meet will always be published. So usually it will happen in Sairam Engineering College. The map is also given here. You can check out the distance, the location of it, and then plan accordingly. So other things, just check it out. For any issues or any kind of questions or clarifications, you can contact Mr. Dinesh, and you might not be able to reach him over the call. All right. The better and best possible solution is you can mention you can use WhatsApp message. So message him, type in the message your concern, the Archer ID, whatever the problem is. And then if you can't type in, you can send us as a voice note too. So this is his number. So just contact him through WhatsApp message, either as a typed in message or as a voice notes. All right. So just send a message. Don't send screenshots, okay, because it will take longer time again. So just mention what is the problem. Then if the screenshots is required, then you can download, you can send the screenshot, whichever that is needed. So this is the entire step of process that we have to follow for the state meet, right? So the only thing that will be repeated is for the entire year is the state archery championships. Probably later on we will have district meets. Annual registrations is only one times. It will be done at the start of the year. We'll be opening it up on January 2nd probably, and then it will be there all throughout the year. So till December 31st. So we are following the calendar year. So once you make this at any point of the year, you can make the annual registrations, right? And the validity of the ID card will be from January 21st to that particular year till the end of December 31st. And then you will have to renew it again. Thank you.